Hello! Before we start, we would like to thank our Discord subscribers, Patty Sparkle, Looney Agate, Dragonwolf24, Zenaje, The Glass Dragon 404, and Justella 42. Thank you, and on with the episode!
Hello everyone and welcome to another session of Pocket Dice! What's Pocket Dice, you may ask? Well, it's our little show here on Ponies with Pockets Gaming, where a whole bunch of us Pockets people and some friends get together and play Dungeons & Dragons over Roll20. I am the Fangirl, yes, and I am also tonight's Dungeon Master. With that said, let me introduce you to our players again, for all of our new people. The players for tonight include Spicy as Fatin Basma, our Tiefling Bard. Next we have as Pine Frostbeard, our good friend Frej. Next we have Rederik Wood as our sorcerer Kobold Snokdu.
Kobold Warlock.
Kobold Warlock, sorry.
There's a difference between a warlock and a sorcerer.
You all do magic, that's all I can say.
So a wizard, a warlock, a kobold, and
a sorcerer.
One of them doesn't belong there, that's for sure. I'm damn sure. But,
that's
anyway,
magicist.
Our kobold warlock, played by Rederik Wood. Next we have Thoryn Greenscales, played by Lightning Blast.
Hello, everybody.
Next we have Sylvari Goldleaf, played by Nurse Joy.
Hello, everybody.
And of course we have Sebastian, played by our good friend Jestre, DeRama.
Hello and hello.
Possibly joining us tonight will be Skelly Pop as Thadius, one of the newest members of the party. Possibly anyway. But until then, let's do a little bit of business to get out of the way first. First of all, due to the nature of Dungeons & Dragons and various role-playing tabletop games, tonight's show will include adult suggestions, adult themes, such as, drinking, fighting, lots of fantasy violence, depending, innuendos and jokes that might not be suitable for people of all ages, and various other things. So we have a big old age warning at the top of this. If you are not 18 years or older, or have permission and accompaniment of an adult, we suggest that you please click onto one of our more family-friendly PG shows and things on the channel for a while. But if you are capable of watching, we hope you will enjoy the shenanigans we get up to here. That disclosure out of the way, let's get started. When last we left our heroes, they had spent the next few weeks as their ship was being prepared to leave dock. Just essentially going around shopping, stocking up on things they wanted, and for the various stores and places as Saltmarsh slowly began rebuilding and reestablishing itself. That said, while they were at the local smithy, they ran into two very curious characters. One, a tall man in a wide-brimmed hat named Wick, who spoke and stood and walked oddly, as well as the half-elven bard Frej, also called Cree. Both invited our parties to the tavern known as, what was that name again, everybody?
The Broken Plow.
The Broken Plow.
That wasn't it.
Are you sure?
I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't it.
I'm looking at the list, and yes, it was. Thank you, Jess. Of course you remembered it, because it's going to be the name of the last episode. The Broken Plow. So yes, everyone was invited twice to the Broken Plow, and after some misunderstandings and a few jokes, they all ended up going to this tavern, where they met our good fellow Thadius, who is a Half-Orc and the chef at the Plow, while they also had a drink and some dinner with Cree. And as it turned out, Wick and Cree were back associates. While they were enjoying dinner and perusing a curious magical object that Wick carries about his person, there was a sudden attack from some leftover lizard men, possibly conjured up by this strange magical artifact. Nevertheless, they came into the city, and Thoryn Greenscale, having just acquired a new sword and wanting to prove his mettle after the last big fight that occurred, he took on all 3 lizard men and defeated them. Now, having solidified themselves more firmly as great heroes in Salt Marsh, the party finished off their dinner and their drinks, and then returned to the Salt Marsh Manor in order to rest and prepare for the next day. After Thoryn endured what would be said as his first ever hangover.
I just wanted to celebrate.
Poor child.
Hey, you calling
Poor
them,
child,
monkey?
you're not the one that got mistaken for a baby and was only served milk.
Oh, poor baby.
Well, now when I'm drinking water.
After enduring his first hangover, Thoryn did eventually recover, and so in 2 days' time, the party will be sailing off. In those 2 days, is there anything you guys want to finish up before we move on into the seas?
I would like to see what kind of armor there is.
Well, that would require a trip to the armory, which is not far from the blacksmith's house. Let me look at our list of places.
Hey, Spicy, you there?
Here. We didn't get to see what Spicy really wanted either, so...
I was checking if he is there because I hadn't heard him say anything.
I know. Spicy?
I think he might be AWOL.
He might be
Oh,
gone.
jeez.
We've lost him.
Hello.
There you are.
Oh, there he is.
There you go.
There he is.
Since we didn't get to spend much time with you last time, Spicy, this time, is there anything else you want to do before you guys set sail in 2 days?
Did Fatin lose a knife?
She sure did. What would you like to do about it?
Replace it.
All right, then. I'll say that you and Sylvari, you 2 ladies, went to the blacksmith shop. Having remembered that Sylvari does have a new sword summoned by the magical artifact that Wick carries. She now has a need for some proper armor. And then you, of course, want to replace your knife. So the blacksmith is at building number 3. So let me find 3 here on our map.
It's
There it is.
left to Reeves Hall.
Yep. All right. So the next. So
Let's toddle our way on over there.
yep. So Sylvari and
See what you did there.
the next day, the two ladies of the party end up going back to the blacksmith shop.
Don't you see what's at stake?
Steak.
Upon-
I'm hungry for steak.
Upon
Hey,
arriving
we got
there,
sound effects.
upon arriving there, you of course see the. Upon arriving at the shop, you of course see the 2 fellows that y'all saw last time you joined. You came shopping here, Sylvari. The skinnier fellow and his taller associate. They're now working on a few other things. One is actually fixing up some horseshoes. The big fella's fixing some horseshoes while one is checking.
You are
Words.
cutting out something awful.
No, she's tripping on words a little bit. It's okay.
It's a vowel movement.
Sorry.
A vowel movement.
While the skinnier one is checking over some I'm trying to find the word here. Some arrowheads for a bowyer the Fletcher nearby.
Fletcher, Boyer, same thing.
Yeah. So he looks up from his work and he sees you and he recognizes you, Sylvari, and he goes, "Ah, yes, hello. What can I do for you then? Come to
I'm
sample
looking for
more
some
wares?
good Yes, I was looking for some armor.
More armor? Aye, all right. At least you're not here for more blades. Let's see. Let me look at here. Jones, mind. He says, looking up at the taller dude, and the taller dude just kind of looks down, steps aside, lets his smaller friend through. And after a few moments, he comes out with some samples where, as it were, he brings out a chainmail shirt as well as a piece of breastplate and some leather armor as well. He goes, well, it's depending on what you're looking to wear. I've got some of your standard plate mail. Don't quite have much in the way of your size unless you're looking for the size of a young or some sort, but I can cobble it together. We got lots of chainmail shirts with a ching ching. He picks up the shirt and hands it to you to look at. It is quite of a great bit of heftiness on it. We've also got for people wanting to be a little lighter on their feet, some leather, nicely studded. He says, holding up a shoulder piece that you can see does have some little metal studs poked in through the thick leather. We've also got a little. After this, though, you have to go to a tanner, and he's a bit busy right now. If you want something like just plain leather, just thickened up for you. All right, Sylvari, you have some choices laid before you. Which ones do you peruse? Which ones call out to you?
Well.
Fatin is going to comment on the selection as she looks at it and says, I only wear leather on special occasions.
Special occasions, huh?
He looks you up and down and goes, I should say so. Anyway.
And here comes the possibility for a charisma check for a lower price.
It gets annoying when you say...
I was thinking, like, plate mail.
Plate mail? You sure you can handle that, ma'am?
Well, I guess you're right. Perhaps chainmail is a better option.
Certainly is, ma'am. They'll be judicious with it, especially for folk not properly trained to wear it while wielding weapons. You can get a little off balance. Yeah. He gives you the shirt that he just handed to you. Plus, I can also find you a few chainmail gloves and some leggings. Once you try that shirt on.
All right, sure, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try the shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Changing room's over there. Oh wait, and she's doing it right in front of the counter. Okay.
Well, the thing about these chainmail shirts is that even with clothing on, all you'd have to do is just take off your cloak, and then you can just put it on over your clothes.
Right.
I know.
That's
I was
not
trying to
what
be
it-
funny.
Oh wait, it says that I already have chainmail shirt in my inventory, so I already have that.
Right. So you just need a little extra mail for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you put that back, and he goes and gets you like gloves and leggings that you put on under your clothing.
Right.
All right. While you're doing that, he looks over at you, Fatin. Anything I can get for you, ma'am?
Right, so she pulls out her dagger and puts it down in front of him and says, I would like another one of these, please.
Okay, he's gonna roll on that dagger. Okay, he looks at it, picks it up, and goes, "Oh man, this is rather intriguing. I'm not familiar with this design. It's very foreign, very lovely, like yourself, but certainly different from what I've seen around these parts. What do you say you keep this one," he says, handing it to you again. He goes, "Why don't I show you some of my own? Get yourself a new set."
She slowly nods as she resheathes the dagger.
I don't know if you should be checking out Butcher Pete's long sharp knife.
Not this way, dear. He says, walking you over to his knife and dagger selection. You do see there are some hunting and skinning knives, not quite what you're looking for, honestly, though. They are a bit on the plain side. But you also see quite a few more ornamental daggers. At one point you see a pair of stiletto daggers that have little jewels on the on the hilts.
Forgive me. Does someone have a picture of a stiletto dagger on hand? I forgot what those look like.
You mean like a butterfly knife?
Not have one on hand, but there's
Oh, no,
this
wait.
magical machine called the Google.
The internet.
I've got it.
Very fancy dagger, though.
Yes, but,
It's very, very fancy and very thin and sharp.
Beautiful.
well,
Okay.
I ask mostly because it sounds like Fanny has something very specific in mind, which makes me think she's probably seen something recently.
Oh, trust me, I've seen lots of things recently. Still, I think you would like them.
You do research.
I research my. Let's see here. There's one with. There is one with an ivory handle. There's one with what looks like black stone in its handle. There's another one that's covered. That's got little shimmering white crystals in it. In the pommel. Just
Right,
all sorts. There's even a little set of daggers, or a little set of knives that they're wooden in their handle, but they could be brass. Brass at the joint where the blade meets the handle, and then the pommel's also brass. And while two of them are straight, one seems to have a double edge at its top, and the other one is double edged, and it's kind of wavy. Visual image presented here.
All right, so she's going to pick up the one with the jewel pommel and just examine it, set it back down, look to him, and say, "These are nice, but do you have any that I can cut with?"
Mom, that's the point of all these daggers and knives, is that you can cut with them.
Yes, but these seem more pointy and not quite sharp, if you get what I mean.
All right then. Standard daggers then, not the super pointy type. Well then, let's step this way. He says, gesturing to the ones just to your right, and he shows you some more. And yes, they are standard daggers. Some have intricate tips at the end, just for flair and design. Some are a little more ornamental, and then of course there are ones that are just, your sort of standards. You could use them as a little knife, whether it's for fishing or cutting or whittling, but he does have the wide range.
Well, all right. So she's going to lean onto the countertop facing him and then say, "I don't know, these seem kind of dull. Are you sure there's not anything more interesting that you have hidden away?"
He takes a deep breath and he goes, "Well, miss, not to be quite frank, her friends," he says, thumbing at Sylvari, "some friends of hers cleaned me out a good bit of them yesterday, but I can certainly try and dig up what I can."
She's not talking about the metal.
She brings a hand up to her mouth and says, "I'd really appreciate if you would," and then just kind of bites her index finger lightly.
Roll charisma.
Okay. 21.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll his insight to see if he can beat that. He does not. His mouth drops a little bit, and he goes, yes, ma'am, right way, yeah. And he goes off into the back while his buddy just kind of watches, lifts an eyebrow, shakes his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a boner.
How's that a surprise with Fanny there? I'm 15, I mean.
Well,
It's not.
Consider it a drop in pressure.
So, Bari, how goes your things? Is the chainmail leggings and pet gloves to your liking?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right then.
Hey, so I will be back in like 10 or so seconds. I have a laptop charger to find.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. Friends, forgive the technical difficulty. While she is waiting for the while Fatin is waiting for the fella to bring back the whatever he may have in the back, And while Sylvari is actually putting on, testing out the chainmail, who should happen in but ding 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 ding.
Dun, 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 dun.
Your friend Wick.
Oh boy.
Wait,
Oh, hey
in
guys.
comes Wick.
The tall fella from last night. He comes in, he sees you, Sylvari, and he, oh hey, it's the little elf kid. Hi, gal. He walks over. How you doing today?
She just kind of glares at him. Little elf girl?
But it's not an insult. I mean, I'm a pretty tall guy. Me.
First of all, I'm a woman, not a girl.
Yeah.
Second, please, just leave me be.
Well, that's kind of mean. I mean, I did kind of give you your nice sword, he says, pointing at the blade at your side.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so tired. I can't think straight.
Okay. I
No,
guess.
I'm talking about, like, right now. I'm actually getting tired.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go to bed. I'm
You
sorry.
need to go and let me NPC you?
Yeah.
Someone skipped the nap.
Alright.
Yeah.
fine.
I'm also sorry for, like, kind of being mean to him.
You're
Alright. Alright
I
then,
think that's just fine.
Alright
So
then.
when you, like, redo my part, like, I actually, I hate you, too. Yeah.
I mean, I get
Alright,
it. Not
well-
everybody has a character that's an asshole like mine.
Alright. That's fine, hon. Go ahead and go to sleep. We'll talk.
Yeah,
We'll see you next.
besides, I gotta work in the morning.
Well,
That's fine.
Good luck at
Go
work.
on.
have a good
Good night.
Have a good night, gal.
Bye.
Bye.
If we edit that in, I'll just include a thing right here. A few moments ago, our dear Sylvari's player Nurse Joy had to leave because she is quite tired and not able to properly play. And it is always a good philosophy with these games that if you are not feeling well or too sick or just too whatever to play, go ahead, take time for you, go off and do as you need. We will always return another time. So that being said, I'm going to be NPCing Sylvari for the next little bit as well. So anyway, as I was saying, while Fatin is waiting on those daggers and Sylvari's trying on the chainmail, in comes ding 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 Wick. Oh, hey, self gal from the other night.
Don't die.
Sorry.
Oh,
Did I just hear a Wilhelm scream?
I was about to say.
Jesus. Oh, hi, says Sylvari says to him. How you doing? Big guy, she says a little bit awkwardly. Oh, it's fine. Not everybody knows really how to be. I'm kind of weird. Yeah, understatement. So, like, I didn't get a chance to say, but thank you so much for this sword. I absolutely love it. Don't thank me, That's part of my little trick, I never know what's gonna come out. Yeah, I've heard that before. So, like...
Oh boy, that...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, like, what's the deal with that thing anyway? Does it always do good? Or, sometimes it does some really good stuff, like your sword, and, once I drew a card out of it, and it made a portal in the middle of the air, and it let me actually help somebody. I just pulled them right through it, and they weren't in any trouble anymore. Well, like, that's really cool. Like, is it always good? It comes and goes. I mean, there was one time I drew a card called Donjon. Oh, gosh. Me and the boss, we ended up in prison for 6 weeks. Oh. Like, for real? Did y'all do anything to be put in there? Or was it... sort of, but also sort of the card. It was a really weird place. Who knew that just rubbing the tip of your nose in front of a passing nobleman could get you thrown in jail? Right. Okay. Alright, Jestre, go ahead and pause here. I think we're just gonna Spicy gets back because I'm losing steam on
Okay.
what else these two can. What else I could just talk to myself about.
You could just
Okay.
transition to another scene.
All right.
All right. So
Meanwhile,
I cannot find.
there you go.
resuming.
All right. We good?
Previously.
All right. So, after Sylvari gets this little tidbit of knowledge and files it away in the back of her head, Fatin, you see the owner of the shop. He comes back out and he, I found some very nice knives, ma'am. I think you'll like these. They're a very pretty set. Tamaranian steel is what these are. They come out in a very beautiful sheen, and I actually washed them in some acid. It gives them a light pearlescent look to them.
Ooh,
There's-
punch daggers.
He lifts these up. He opens the box, and they're a bit on the small side, but they are absolutely lovely. They have a beautiful, unique kind of swirl in the pattern of the blade of the blades and the metal inside. And though they don't have any cut on the handle, you know that you could easily either hold one in your hand and slice that way, or you could stick it in between your fingers and punch and cause some damage that way.
All right. So Fatin is going to grab them and just like hold them in her fists and just kind of motion her hands up and down a little bit as if she were like lifting a dumbbell just to kind of see how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to look up and ask, is there something I could cut with it?
Here. He gets out a small wooden block that you could certainly stab at. I'll resharpen them at no charge.
Okay, so I'll roll initiative against the wooden block.
You don't have to roll initiative, just roll the hit.
Wooden block murders you.
Oh, well, there goes a waste of a 20.
No, go ahead. I'll let the 20 slide.
Oh no.
Right, so I roll a 20, the natural 20 to hit the block.
All right, roll me damage.
What's the damage on the knife you just picked up?
Let's see here. Let me open up my thing. Let's see your
Oops,
player's
sorry.
handbook.
14.
Ambiance. Ambiance brought on by accidental outside noise. Anyway.
Bark, bark, bark.
That'd be
Fork,
me.
fork. All right, so weapons table. Here we go. Dagger. It is the damage on it is 1d6
Ooh, an upgrade. Okay.
plus
that
a 1d6, and when you crit, you double.
Okay, so plus... Alright, so that would be 7.
7. You managed to stab very deep in. And then as you pull it out, there's a nice clean slide.
Did anybody else have you cut out for like 5 seconds there?
Yeah, you kind of dropped out. You might want to check your
Sorry.
sensitivity settings on Discord so it'll pick up more.
How's this? Is this fine?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean the frequency in
I
which
can hear
stuff
ya.
is picked up.
All right.
I can hear you.
Yeah, like you thrust your dagger this dagger into the wood, and it goes very deep, and then it comes out with a nice clean shing as you draw it out. And it doesn't look like it's taken that much damage to it at all. In fact, it still looks nice and sharp. If he did sharpen it, it wouldn't be a whole lot.
Right, well, Fatin acknowledges all this information as she looks over the blade, and then says, you said sharpening them free of charge, right?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Alright. Huh. So she looks at it quietly for a moment more and says, speaking of, how much would these run me?
Oh, well, after a moment, he looks over at Sylvari, who just kind of gives him a look, and he goes, let me roll actually for her to do an intimidation. Oh, nat 20! And of course he fails that. So she just give him a look like, I know you're going to try to upcharge. Don't even think about it. Like she just gives him this glare, this angry glare, and he just goes, 2 gold. 2 gold for these.
Only 2? Wow.
That's nothing.
Compared to what we have, yeah.
Yeah, considering how big our payday was.
All right. At this, she's going to furrow her eyebrows. Go.
Oh my god.
That's a bit much.
Oh my god.
Roll charisma!
All right. Well, I haven't even done anything charismatic, but okay.
No, to convince him that you think that that they're not
All
worth
right,
that,
so-
even though that's what the chart says.
We
We have too much freaking gold.
Wait. So,
I don't
is
know how
this
much
just
gold we
basic
have.
charisma, or am I trying to persuade him into thinking that?
You're trying to persuade him to go down on that price.
Oh, so
Persuasion, which
using-
is a charisma.
all right. So that is going to be. That's going to be a 28.
Oh my goodness! I don't think there's any way he can beat that.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
He just got a nat 20 though on his insight for that.
Oh.
Oh god!
Get wrecked.
He looks at you and goes, Miss, this is Tamaranian steel. I've already had to undersell a star metal sword. I can't go any lower than 2 gold. I'd have no business if I kept doing it.
It's not like we have a whole lot of gold just sitting around.
That's metagaming.
Delicious
Sorry.
gold.
Sorry.
Gold
Well-
riches.
I mean,
It's not so much that it's a surplus of gold sitting around, but so much as Fatin's character is naturally built to screw people over out of their money.
Pretty
Oh.
much.
So it's
Right.
not that it's that she can't fight her nature of trying to get it cheaper, whether or not she has all the money in the world.
All
This
right.
is true.
all right. So she's going to pout in response to this and say, "Well, I don't see what that has to do with me right now."
Oh my god.
Oh,
This is gonna go great.
Roll persuasion again.
Oh no.
Okay,
This is
24.
gold.
He gets another net 20.
He did.
Really? Really? I was just kidding.
Like he looks at you and he goes, Miss, I'm not gonna lie right now. You are probably the sexiest thing that's walked into my store. Hey! Listen, Sylvari,
No, Fatin
Like-
is going to hold her finger up to Sylvari.
but I can't
Let him
lower it
speak.
anymore.
All right. All right. Fatin is going to just lean in and whisper. So that's what you think. Hmm?
Roll persuasion one more time.
roll one, I dare you.
All right.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
26.
You really?
You finally lucked out. He got an 11.
I was gonna say.
He got.
Dice.
And
finally
beat
goes-
red face.
His face goes beet red, and he just 80 silver. I'm sorry, 8 silver. 8 silver, not 1 coin lower.
All right. Fatin is going to sit them down and lean heavily onto the countertop.
Uh-huh.
And then say, how about the daggers and the money that's in your pocket right now?
Oh my god.
Persuasion.
And
He's not
you-
finished yet.
And you can see more.
Oh.
Persuasion.
Oh my god.
Persuasion, man.
With advantage.
Jesus.
Good gravy.
So that will be another 26.
He got
This
a
is-
2? But, he's
You dying
reaching into
yet?
it. He's reaching into his pocket, and you see a little trickle of blood out of his nose, and he's reaching into his
Right back.
pocket right when the big guy
no.
steps over, smacks his hand on the counter. 8 silver. That's it.
Oh,
Take it or leave it. Which?
Oof.
Oh, snap!
Okay,
somebody just got cock blocked super hard.
Fatin is going to stand straight up, and she's going to. I don't know if any of you know what I mean when I say this, but she is going to assume the mom variant of the hand on hip position.
Ooh.
Yes, I am aware of that.
And say, well, fine then.
Ooh.
Sassy.
But then followed up with, I guess neither of you will be able to experience this. And she will remove the hand off her hip and run it down her sides.
God damn it, man.
Stop.
Stop.
We're trying to still keep this PG-13.
Okay. The big
Then
guy
you shouldn't have let it rated our character.
the big guy the big guy just goes, "We'll live without it. Give us the 8 silver and get out."
Meanwhile, the little guy's like, come on, man!
Exactly. Just like, oh, but. And Sylvari just walks up and goes, "You can add my stuff into that." He looks at her and he goes, "Are you gonna ask me to give it all to you for 8 silver?" Yep. And I just rolled for her persuasion at 15, and for him, no, he says, I can't. And the other guy goes, "Oh, exact same roll." He goes, "No, we can't. 8 silver for her," he says, pointing at Fatin. 3 gold for you. It's not worth that much. It is today.
Fatin holds her finger up
Mm-hmm.
and says 8 silver for the lot, and we'll put in a good word about your shop.
Persuasion.
This is
All right.
You tortured
21.
This guy.
Wait, no. I miscalculated. 24. Sorry.
Well,
Mental torture.
you just barely beat the big guy, and you really beat out the little guy. The big guy just looks at his buddy and just goes, 8 silver for the lot of it. Good word in the shop. And you, he points at you, particularly Fatin, do not come in here again.
Eee.
Right. Right. Well, Fatin takes the 8 silver and hesitantly puts it on the countertop and then quickly snatches the daggers before asking, by the way, do these come with a sheath?
Oh my god.
He
my
hands
God.
the big guy hands them to you.
She takes them, puts them in the sheaths. Yes. Just kind of.
Please tell me she does not sheathe the daggers suggestively.
No.
Just get out of there.
All right.
Okay.
And then
Before it gets worse.
she'll say, fine, goodbye, and then she walks out.
Sylvari just kind of waves and goes, "Bye!" As she looks up at Wick and goes, "See you later!" And as the 2 ladies leave, Wick just kind of looks at the big guy and he goes, "Wow, man, you're a bigger cock block than I am." And turns around and just walks out the door.
All right. By the way,
And that's
would
the
just
end of
like to
that particular
By the way.
transaction.
I would just like to say, my name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store in the Citadel.
Oh my god.
And with that,
By the
Sylvari-
way, By the way, as Fatin walks out, she says, she thinks that she walks out, well, since I'm banned, you're not getting a good word.
Oh.
Sylvari.
That is low.
Sylvari just pats her. Sylvari pats her arm and goes, "Yeah, we never said we keep all of our bargain." Yeah. And you ladies walk out while Wick just steps out the door and kind of watches for a minute. And then he turns around and he disappears around the corner in the other direction. And that's the end of that particular scene.